I've been trying to do a video on this RC truck for months, so let's get it unboxed. Another box? What the hell? Okay, but you gotta admit, this box is pretty sweet. Boom, and right to business. BlackZon's not playing around with this truck, and it's already open because we were shooting TikToks. And now to set this to the side and get into the boring stuff first. As always, guys, we do not get jack diddly squat for free. Full disclosure, we are a dealer, so we do get a slight discount on these trucks, and we do sell them on our site. Link to that and coupon page will be down in the description below. That being said, these trucks are expensive. These videos are expensive to produce. We quite literally only make a few dollars when we sell one of these. So if you get value out of this video or enjoy it, please hit that like and subscribe button. It goes a long way. Back to the video. First thing popping out of this box is going to be that standard BlackZon 2.4 gigahertz radio that we're used to seeing by now. The cool thing about it is it does only take 2 AA batteries, which is really nice. I mean, pretty much everything on the market takes 4. As far as controls, you do got a steering trim, dual rate, and a speed setting, along with reverse switches for both channels, and you do have LEDs that light up. Just a cheap plastic hard wheel and just basic little trigger down here. You do also have a couple buttons right here for your lights. Now, as far as driving one-handed, this remote's actually a little bit difficult, even though it's small, just because like the wheel to thumb. If you have long fingers, you'll be fine, but just something to note if you're trying to film YouTube videos and be an idiot like me. Now, BlackZon is nice enough to give you a goodie bag inside of here, and that's going to contain your USB style charger, a 4-way wrench to tighten your wheel nuts, and 4 spare body pins. Of course, you do get a plethora of information, including the quick start guide, which looks like it's going to be standard now with the BlackZon models, which is nice to see. Then you have your standard manual, but what I really like is this technical guide. It has really in-depth breakdowns of literally every part on the chassis. It's super cool to see with these cheap RCs, and if you're new to the hobby, really helps. And of course, some stickers, because BlackZon likes to make you put on your own. Okay, that's done. Boring stuff's done. Oh yeah, RC truck, baby. And would you just look at this beaut? BlackZon really nailed the look of this truck right out of the park. This thing just looks really good. You get that BlackZon screen printed into the fender. This thing does look like a real short course desert truck. You got roof skids on the top, and in the back you got all kinds of goodies like this molded roll cage. You got some molded fans that sit down in, and a fully functional spare tire that's just a thumb screw to take off. And under the shell, you get a better look at those molded features. The fans really do stick down in there quite a ways, and the roll cage isn't like a true cage, but it does peek in a little bit under the roof, and then you can see the bottom of the roof skids also. But I mean, overall, this body just looks really good with the orange and red. You got like the carbon fiber print sections on the front and the rear. But one thing to note with this roll cage and roof skids is BlackZon installs them after the fact that the protective film is on the body. So in order to get the protective film off to put your stickers on, it's going to be a little bit of a PITA to get it all off around the roll cage and the other molded parts. You may have to use a knife or completely remove them. Now, if you're not digging the red, you can pick up this truck in blue as well for the turbo at $180. But if you want to get in at a little bit of a cheaper price point, you can get this in a blue green and a green and black for $135 brushed. Moving on down to the chassis itself, this is a double wishbone setup in the rear with a link setup in the front, and your steering links are adjustable, however your standard rods are not. Your shocks are adjustable all the way around. They are composite, but you do get metal caps and your little thread nut right here. And if you take a closer look, you can actually see the tops of the shocks pop through the towers. It's a little different, not something we're used to seeing in the RC world. And the tops of the towers might not be adjustable, but you do have a couple extra holes on the bottom of your shocks along with the rear hubs to move the suspension around and do a little bit of tuning. Speaking of suspension, it's really not bad out of the box. It's pretty decent, especially for a cheap RC, especially in the front. However, the rear is a little bit soft, and once you add on this heavy body with the rear tire and all that weight, it does get, you know, a little bit wanky. You might want to stiffen up them rear springs just a little bit. Now, protecting all that suspension, you do have some pretty decent sized front and rear bumpers with integrated LEDs on both. You have like this one-piece LED in the rear, which is kind of cool. If you ever seen like the mini off-road short course trucks, like the ones that are a little bit bigger in a go-kart, I think that's something similar to what they use. I could be wrong though. Now, once again, BlackZon does hook you up with an all-metal drivetrain, gears, axles, drive shafts, all of it. And what's really cool, those are some beefy freaking axles. I mean, they're almost as thick as the steering rods, which is awesome. Those should hold up really, really well, even if they're made of cheaper metal. And you do have ball bearings throughout the truck. Now, if you're looking at this composite top brace that runs the length of the entire chassis, and you start to look at the gearboxes, maybe it's just me, but it almost reminds me of like a 10th scale touring car, just because you get those super narrow gearboxes on the front and rear, and then you have that brace and drive shaft connecting them both. Now, all of this is housed in a composite tub style chassis with these Nerf bars that are like extremely hard, but they are separate, so you can replace them if you break them separately from the chassis. You do also have a ton of words on the bottom. You got master the track and dominate, or dominate master, or track to dominate. And I don't know, you got a lot of words on the bottom of the chassis, which is a little funky, but maybe that's your groove. And all of that's going to be sitting on these wheels and tires that are actually pretty soft and have a decent tread pattern on there, which is really good to see. This truck does not feature a gyro, so with tires this small, you could be skating all around if they don't grip up well, but they do feel pretty soft. I think you'll be okay. And I really like that like light bronze brushed on the fake beadlock. They are plastic wheels, but I don't know, they look cool and there's something different. Rolling in for the electronics, you do get a unmarked 3-wire servo, which means it should be pretty easy to upgrade. I'm guessing it's probably going to be plastic geared and pretty weak from the factory. Now that's going to be steering the power coming from your 3800 kV brushless motor with an included heatsink that's connected to your 2-in-1 ESC and receiver unit. And the cool thing about this unit, while the truck only comes with a 2S LiPo, that ESC is capable of running 3S. Speaking of batteries, when you undo the strap here, you are going to be revealed with your 2S 1600 mAh LiPo battery. It is a 30C, and you do get a T-plug on there, which is nice. It shouldn't be too hard to find some 3S packs that'll fit in there. There is extra room side to side, front and back, and up and down to fit larger packs. Let's get our decals on, shall we? Just how we kind of imagine it's going to be a pain around all these molded features in that spare tire. Now, thankfully, unlike the Smiter roll cage on like the Desert Buggy and stuff where it's a ton of screws to get that thing off, it is only 8 in order to take off the molded stuff so you can get the rest of that plastic off the body. All right, I'm gonna get the rest of these done. I'll see you in a minute. This thing's all back together. The rest of the decals went on super easy. Let's charge the battery and get to bashing. Nice, flying right out of there. This truck, I can already tell, is gonna be absolutely amazing here bashing. One cool thing also, the radio lights are blue on this one, and these buttons do not control the lights, so I'm not sure what they're for or if they're supposed to, and maybe they're broken. Have to take a peek at the manual, but yeah, this truck is awesome. No gyro, and this thing is handling amazing. The control this truck has with those tiny tires is better than a lot of the mini monster trucks that we bash. Are you okay?
All right, we're gonna go over here now.
Before we throw in that 3200 mAh 3S battery, we are going to give this a quick speed run on 2S, then we'll give it a speed run on 3S. All right, we're going to try a speed run with the BlackZon Vyper Turbo on 2S. Keep in mind, this is not a fully charged pack, so we're not going to see the absolute most top speed, but it should be pretty dang close on that stock battery. 2S LiPo, not too bad. Oh no! We're going to let it rip the other way one time. All right, so now we're gonna take this 2S out, throw in a 3S, and get back to bashing. Now, one thing that is cool, this 3S battery lasted a pretty dang long time. I was not expecting to get as long of a runtime as we did. If I had to guess, probably close to 10 to 15 minutes, which is pretty good for a tiny little 1600 mAh. All right, MJX 3S LiPo fits in there just about perfect. Just the strap a little bit. There we go. It's nice when you don't have to jam in a LiPo into a chassis and you got one that fits. Oh boy. We got a ripper now. Drivetrain might need a little more oil. It's not a little crunchy crunch, but not too bad. All right, wow. This is gonna be crazy here on 3S. Got the GPS turned on. We're gonna try to do a speed run, but I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to keep the wheels under it. I mean, this is just instant torque. There's a little bit of cogging you get with like the cheaper brush systems. So if you barely press the throttle, them wheels are automatically just spinning. Wow. There's just, I mean, it's just instant torque when you press the throttle from how it's geared and how that motor's set up. Wow. That is crazy. And granted, it's probably not even as fast as it looks. It's just like with such a short wheelbase, tiny tires, these little trucks just feel incredibly fast. I mean, it was throwing stones at me as it went by with those tiny tires. All right, we're gonna bring it back and see what kind of results we got. Oh, wow, insane. Uh-oh, think that might have did the Spur though, landing under power. Oh no. Yeah, that Spur is cooked. Might as well just finish it off here. Either Spur or maybe a drivetrain. That's full throttle now, by the way. It's still fast as hell. Not much slower than the 2S right now, even with whatever issue we got going on that's going on. Oh. Let's check it out. Oh no, all right. Our gears are fine, we just lost an axle. Oh, that's weird. I don't know if it popped out. Oh no, it snapped, look at that. Lost the left rear dog bone after we were hyping them up in the beginning of the video for how thick they looked. Definitely would have popped out somewhere right in here where we landed. We'll have to see if we can find it with the magnet. Oh yeah, so check that out. It might be a little tough to see, but the pin is still in there. So the shaft itself must have busted on the inside around the pin for that to come out, because the link is still on there in good shape. And the left rear outdrive is still in really good shape also. So it must just have cracked right around that pin when we landed. I did look around for the shaft with the magnet, but wasn't able to find it because I was really curious to see how that brake looked. But we're just gonna send it in 3-wheel drive now. Still really fast. Wow, oh, wow. Of course, 3-wheel drive doesn't get out of the tall grass very well. It's trying though. You know what, it's kind of weird. It's almost a little easier to handle in 3-wheel drive so you don't have as much rear wheel spin. Oh. Oh. Nah, she's still going. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, you got a light hanging. It did bust out an LED light down there. It's hanging around, but I think we'll be okay. Might have lost another axle. Looks like we're front wheel drive only now. Oh no, oh, and it shut off. Oh no. Let's get this thing back to the truck bed and look at it. Oh, okay, did we knock it? Yeah, we knocked the ESC a little loose. Shouldn't be enough to shut it off. A lot more junk coming out of there. Lots of rocks and all that good stuff. wonder if we try to turn it back on. Remote's still on. I wonder if maybe the switch just got pushed. Huh, okay. As far as the LED light that's hanging out, I'm pretty sure that'll just press right back in. I think it just popped out. Oh yeah, it just popped out. Yeah, we're good. We're just missing the axle still. Oh. Oh. Ooh, right on the back bumper. Oh, head-on collision. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video on the BlackZon Sprite Turbo. Very tough truck. I'd say durability-wise, this guy's right up there with the MJX 14211. Really the only potential weak point that I could see is gonna be the drivetrain. With the MJX, we stripped the spur gear, broke the diff. I don't exactly remember. That's what I thought actually happened with this at first too. I was thought, oh man, there goes that center spur again. But in all actuality, all we did was just snap that drive shaft, which is super easy fix. It's still ripped, three-wheeling it for a while there. And just seems like it's gonna be a really good truck. LED popped out, we just pushed it back in. And then when you made really hard impacts after a while, the ESC button would be triggered and it would shut off. But I think it's because the ESC came loose a little bit. And so it was pressing on that button under hard impacts. But overall, great truck. I think you guys will really enjoy it. If you're interested, the link will be down in the description below, or you can head directly over to our website at www.naughtyboysc.com. And remember, keep it naughty.